FUSUS is a software system designed to run real-time crime centers, and it is the solution that New Mexico DPS and state police have chosen to implement a real-time crime center. One of the advantages of FUSUS is that we can do it in a virtual manner, so we don't have to have a physical building to actually do the real-time crime center.
This is a very modular system that we're able to build out from. The way that this FUSUS system works is that we're able to take cameras that already exist, put a FUSUS core, which is a piece of technology attached to those cameras that then allows us to have access to those cameras. And so over time, we hope to build out the infrastructure and integrate it with some other law enforcement systems to expand the safety footprint and be able to keep communities across the state safe.
With the technology increases that we're seeing today, we're able to do this on a kind of a virtual basis, kind of crawl, walk, run, and kind of learn how to use this stuff, what works best, what doesn't work best, before we really invest a tremendous amount of money into a physical real-time crime center, which is happening in a lot, like I said, a lot of metro areas, and it's starting to move in regional areas. We're at that juncture where, because of the maturity of the technology, we can implement it, get it into play really, really fast, and then just see how it fits into state police and the policing that we do, which is a little unique compared to a municipal policing, and then make adjustments as time goes on. We're trying to get to a point where we understand the technology, which choices do we use, and make sure that the investments that we're making are wise investments, and that we're spending the money on the elements that make the most sense for state police. Right now we're doing this test at the state fair. We're able to see where our officers are at all times, so their body cameras are tied into the system, so we can see the locations of the officers, including their names, on the grid map at all times.
Anytime that an officer activates their body camera, it notifies the supervisor. As you can see behind us here, not only do we have cameras, but we also have some blueprints of the fairgrounds. We can see individuals' locations, we can identify where calls at, we can then either pull up stationary cameras that might have coverage of that incident, or we can live stream video in from the officers from their actual body cameras to keep dispatch fully apprised.
It means that our leadership can be at headquarters, they could be in the field, they can bring it up on their computers, they can bring it up on their phones, be able to see these camera feeds live. It really allows us to do some really cool things as far as getting this type of technology in the hands of the people making decisions. And that's really what the goal is.
The state fair here in New Mexico has been the safest state fair in America the last couple of years, but we wanted to see what we could do to improve upon that. And so we worked with the fairgrounds. They upgraded their camera system over the past year. And so we wanted to take full advantage of that. And so this is some new technology that we're looking to roll out across the state. And this is kind of our pilot project here to kind of give everyone some opportunity to use it, work out the bugs, and figure out the pros and cons.
The State Fairgrounds has over 200 cameras that are tied into the system. So we really wanted to take advantage of that and do a proof of concept for the real-time crime center and see it in real action.
So the room that we're standing in here is our new dispatch center that's on site on the fairgrounds. Not only do the dispatchers that work in here, they'll have access to all the radio communications as usual, but they'll now have access to several hundred cameras that are located at various spots around the fairgrounds, so they can have real-time eyes on as events happen.
It's a real advantage to have the ability to have an event like this where it's very concentrated in a time frame, very concentrated in a geographic region. And so that there's a variety of things that we want to test. How much bandwidth does this take? How easy is it to access? How usable is this in a dispatch center? How usable is this with commanding officers? And having the concentrated effort that we have at the State Fair, it gives us an opportunity to really get a very good, clean proof of concept in a very short period of time. As the video feed is being recorded in real time, AI is looking at that video feed and identifying what's in that video. If it sees a person with a blue shirt, it's going to know that that person was wearing a blue shirt. If somebody has a backpack, it knows that they have a backpack. And it just kind of records that metadata behind the scenes. So then if you're searching for video, you can just search for those types of items. What's the person wearing? Is it a car that you're looking for? Whatever it is you're looking for, and it already knows.
I think this will 100% make it even safer and make us more responsive when we do get calls, reuniting children, lost children. In the event that we do have some incident occur, it'll help us to better locate the offender more quickly and ensure safety for all the family members and public here at the fair.
In the past, we had no views of the cameras on site, and we didn't have the ability to track where our officers were. So basically, it was kind of old school policing up to this point. We relied on the radio. more than anything else, and officers calling in. And this way we're able to see what's going on.
There's numerous types of opportunities to utilize technology like this to keep the public safe, whether that be the state fair or the balloon fiesta, where we have large numbers of people coming and going, but also to be able to integrate this sort of technology in high crime areas where we have public safety issues, so that when crimes occur, when events occur, that we're then able to utilize that technology to more quickly identify the offenders.
The concept of a real-time crime center is to be able to respond in real time, is to get information into officers' hands that are in the field responding to crime as quickly as we possibly can, so that we're actually giving actionable information.
The recent UNM shooting, Albuquerque Police Department has a lot of this technology. Due to that happening along the Central or Route 66 corridor, we were able to utilize a lot of that technology and more quickly identify the offender. And that's just one use case of many of how this technology can help law enforcement do their jobs better. It's also a force multiplier to allow our officers to be able to do more, to accomplish more, and to give them more time to focus on what we really want our officers to be doing. Expo New Mexico is utilized for events all year long. This now gives us another tool because we're involved in a lot of those events over the course of the year, whether it be flea market, concerts, or other events. This is now another tool to help keep those safe year-round.
How can we, as quickly as possible, get information into officers' hands? It means a much better response. It means the response is more focused. It means the officers are safer because they know what they're getting themselves into. And all of that's really important.
We're trying to bring these resources to communities around the state because we have it in the metro area. But obviously there's a lot of New Mexicans that live outside the metro area, and one thing the state police is committed to is making sure that everybody has access to the highest level of law enforcement and public safety. And you should have that whether or not you live in a metro area or you live in rural New Mexico. And so we're committed to making that happen. And projects like this are how we do that.